stuff.
This week we
hear me. I'm the running man.
You're just waiting for me to. This week we sprinted to Edgar Wright. I can't do it. I can't. There's no way. There's no way.
Gary, you speak like Arnold.
Get to the chopper. This week we sprinted to Edgar Wright's 2025 reimagining of The Running Man, starring Glen Powell as Ben Richards, opposite a wild ensemble, including Josh Brolin and Colman Domingo, all set in Andy's favorite, a dystopian reality, where survival is televised and martyrdom is entertainment. What starts as a desperate bid to save a family becomes a gladiator-like sprint through corporate spectacle and media obsession. But does this new version earn its place in the King film pantheon, or does it stumble across the finish line? Let's talk about it, Andrew.
Let's do it, Gary.
Yeah.
So, I usually run off and start with some Rotten Tomatoes. So the 2025 version, which is what we're talking about, at least right now, Rotten Tomatoes has it coming in at 62 with the critics and 78 with the audience. So, not fantastic.
Yeah.
Not horrible. It's fresh. And Gary, do you want to? I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first on our rankings of this thing.
I don't care either way.
All right, I'll go first on this one. I'm going with it's good. All right, and I'll let you do yours and we'll talk about it.
Okay, and we ended up in the same place. That's where I'm at too. While I did enjoy the movie, and we could talk about what we did enjoy, I still think there were some problems that didn't elevate it to greatness. So
exactly, it's a good film. I think it. Not to jump into comparisons, it's way better than the '87 version, in my opinion. But it's truer to the book if you're a fan of the book.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I didn't get a chance to really read the book before doing this, and I know that you did. And I was curious because there's such different films. There's very little. There is tiny parallel, but very little of it. And it seemed to me that the '87 film, in my kind of imagining of what the book was like, because I think I read about maybe 20% of it. I didn't get the chance to finish it. It seemed to me that this movie was way closer, and the one from '87 was just more of a straight up, this is an Arnold film. It's going to be an action film. It's got to have the bosses and all these different things in it that have to kind of be
pretty accurate description, Gary, to be honest. That's a very accurate description. The '87, and we can dive into that a little more in a minute, but the '87 film basically has the title and the concept of The Running Man, and that's about where
and a couple names.
Yeah, some names. But the 2025 version, this is a good movie. It's a well done movie. I think it's probably more truer to what Stephen King was trying to achieve, or Richard Bachman was trying to achieve.
Right.
Things that I don't have any great notes on this because I just really watched the film, but there's a house of fun in this movie that I got a big kick out of. That I don't call being that detailed in the book. And there's a couple of King references in the movie. If you remember the movie, it's been probably a minute since we actually sat and watched it, but he references Derry in the movie, which is one of his towns in the Stephen King universe. There was a slicing of the Achilles tendon, one of the hunters. If you remember that scene, now again, this is digging into King lore, but in Pet Sematary, there was a very graphic scene of Herman Munster getting his old man Crandall. Sorry.
Remind me, we have the outro as Herman Munster for this one.
But he gets his Achilles tendon. So as I'm watching this, I enjoy that. I'm like, this is pretty cool. I like this. But this film, it's good. It's dystopian. I don't love dystopian stuff, but this is done well enough that I was intrigued. I wanted to see how it ended. And this cast is great. Brolin's fantastic. Great.
Glen Powell. Yeah. Michael
great.
Cera shows up. Yeah.
As little as his role was, I enjoyed his role. I
Okay.
did.
So
And that
speaking
ties
of
back to
that,
the House of Fun, so
yeah, let me ask you about this then, because I'm curious about the book in the aspect of, to me, and maybe this is because it's trying to be a little truer to the book. One of the issues I had with the movie was more that they had, it seemed like there were some ancillary characters kind of thrown in. And it was like, here's another character, and then there's the brief moment with this character. Here's another character, like the Michael Cera with the House of Fun thing, as you called it. Uh, Was the book like that? Were there the different people that he runs into kind of along the way, like the girl in the car? Is that
yes, yes, but it's played differently in the book.
okay?
So, yes, there is that, but it's not wildly differently, it's just played a little different than the movie. And
Okay.
I'm fine with the way they did it 'cause it just taking a little bit of liberty, but it's staying somewhat true to the way it goes down.
To me,
So
to me, it felt a little disjointed because of that. Because I was like, it, while I get it that it's a journey for the character, it just
mhm,
seemed like there were. It felt like there were just too many like additional people kind of thrown in
mhm.
just briefly, and I took away from the film for me a little bit because
Well,
of
and
that.
this is where, you are an avid reader. I'm not as much of a reader as you are, but I'm trying to be, but and we can talk about King where, you and I both have some issues with some of King's work.
Yeah,
And, this is one of his Bachman books. The the idea I love, the book isn't, in my opinion, a great read. It's an okay read. It's he's got way worse than this one. But, yeah, it's a part of an issue I have with King sometimes is he throws characters in there that I'm like, I don't maybe it's just because I have a short attention span. I need the characters to move the story along in a quicker pace. Having said that, they work in the modern film. They work.
yeah. Okay.
So,
For me it was a little disjointed.
yeah.
And then the ending was a. I don't even know how to describe the, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it yet. But it's like,
The ending in this one is closer to the book.
is it because it has a feel of kind of the character that's the anti. Forgive me, I don't remember names or anything because it has been what, a couple months now since we
Yeah.
watched it, I think. The character that's kind of the bucking the system, the one that's behind the scene, like trying to let everybody know the
Mhm.
bad stuff going on. The character in the book also, I'm assuming that there's kind of sort of like a
Yes.
revolutionary type thing
Yeah.
going on behind the scene.
The
I felt like that should have been developed more in the movie. And I don't know if it was in the book, but I felt
no.
like, especially with it coming back towards the end, I was like, "Oh, there's that person again." It
Mhm.
seemed, I think that's kind of my issue, was sort of as it got to the end, I was kinda like, I would have liked to have spent a little bit more time with that character to learn
Mhm.
more about that versus all these other ones that felt shoehorned in.
Yeah, I think it's the
That's
problem that you and I both we struggle with some of the film reviews we do. Just like we did one about, They Live. I just want some more development. You don't have to go it's super in depth, but I just need for me, I need to know how we got here
yeah,
and why we're doing this. And just like you said with that one, it would have been nice, and you could have used that guy as a great narrative through the storyline to keep the story to move it the way you need it to be.
yeah.
And, yeah, he could have done that. And the William H. Macy character is in the book. I'm drawing a blank on the character's name, but he's in the book too.
Yeah, I it's funny because it has been a minute since we saw it, and I completely forgot that he was in it, but yeah. And all the
Yeah.
acting was great in it. I have to say, the action films are the action scenes were good too, especially in the beginning when he first is into the game and he kinda thinks he's got himself well hidden.
Yeah.
There's the whole hotel scene thing that plays out that I thought was, really entertaining. I mean, I did get a kick out of it. I just, as it moved on, I just kinda started getting a little like, "All right,"
Yeah.
you know,
But
a little,
overall,
but overall
well,
good.
I think it's a good movie. You should watch it especially if
Yeah.
you like King, if you like these kind of science fiction-y action films. Well, it's a well done film. Uh,
Yeah, and if the '87 film is something that you watched and you loved, I think you'll like this one, like, a lot better, I would think, and if the '87 film was something you watched and think was terrible, then you definitely should see this movie because it's way better. So it's not, I mean, for its time, I get it. I mean, Arnold
Yeah.
is an action star, and I think that was sort of in the earlier part of his action star career. And there's definitely sort of a one note thing with Schwarzenegger during that time. Um, and I think the film kind of plays into that versus,
Yeah.
playing into the concept as much. So
It's totally a vehicle for Arnold. I mean, that's what it is. Uh, let's talk about what I found interesting is about the 87 version.
yeah,
It was set in 2017. The movie was.
love those. I know you love seeing the what's the future like, and we're already there.
I
And
love to see what their thought process is of what they think, because we've lived through that now, and this was set in 2025, the newer one, which we've had, and it wasn't quite that bad, I don't think. Uh, I'm trying to find something here while I'm talking to you, but the things I'll point out the things that I liked about the '87 film, and it was spot on for that era of filmmaking. It was spot on for what you expect out of, like you said, a Schwarzenegger film. Let me jump real quick. I just want to check the Rotten Tomatoes real quick on this
are you
one.
gonna? Oh, look, he's frozen, kids. He's
Yeah,
frozen.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And he didn't make the face either. I'm a little
So-
disappointed.
Sorry, boss.
Sorry, boss.
Sorry, boss.
I think
Real quick. It won't take me long. Just a
yeah,
second.
yeah,
Here.
go for it.
Uh, Sorry, boss. So the '87 version is sitting at 59, 59 by the critics and 61 with the audience. That is pretty true to form.
I was gonna say that's about where it should be, I think. Overall.
So
Yeah.
the things I took notes on, watch, because we went back and rewatched it. So set in 2017, whatever. Things I found interesting is some of the co-stars of this film, Gary. If you remember the '87 version,
Here comes
Mick Fleetwood,
right. Okay. And weirdly,
Jesse the Body Ventura, who was
Right.
not yet a governor,
hilarious.
not yet living off the grid, and Dweezil Zappa.
That's right. He has a
if you
small role in there.
There's a
Yeah.
small role in this.
Yeah.
I got a note. I always enjoyed the vision of the future. I mean, according to them, in 2017, we're all wearing spandex bodysuits and running for our lives.
I have to say, you have to mention the actors in it because I don't know if Doug Davis, one of our friends, watches our videos or not. But this is a shout out to Doug if you're watching, because we know that you're a fan of
Maria Conchita Alonso. I have a note that says nothing bad about Maria Conchita Alonso in a bodysuit, because she was so smoking hot in '87. Yeah. Now, I can't speak to what she looks like now. That was a few years ago. I'm sure she's still a fine, attractive young lady. Directed by, this was the one I enjoyed, Gary. The original, the '87, directed by Paul Michael Glaser. Do you recall who that is by any chance?
I recognize the name. I believe it's one of your favorite television shows.
That is my boy Starsky from Starsky and Hutch. So if our boy Bob Horton's watching this, he will recognize the name Paul Michael Glaser. So yeah, I also got so the differences in the book is the book is set in 2025. This current film is set in 2025, and the '87 version was just so campy and over the top. I mean, look, it had Richard Dawson in it, and I love Richard Dawson. He was great as the game show host. But this was purely just a let's buy this property of King, and then just vigorously destroy it. And we're just gonna. I was gonna do a little something else there, but I stopped. A little something.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
A little something. And so like I said, I had it with like it's basically it's cheesy in all honesty. The '87 version is cheesy when you look back at it. In '87, we probably thought this was pretty damn good.
Well, it's funny that you say that, Andy, because when I watched this again,
I was like, "Do you have a review from you in '87? That'd be awesome."
I do. No,
I found my.
I can give you
my ledger.
I can kind of give you my review from '87 in a way, by default. When we watched this again in preparation for doing this, I realized I hadn't seen it since 1987, whatever year it came out. I hadn't seen it since then. I had no desire to ever go back and watch this one again. I didn't have a very good recollection of it, and I think that was my thing. Was that was just one of those ones that I just didn't watch very many times. Whereas I did watch some of the other Arnold films a lot, so I think it was just one that I was kind of like, there wasn't much there. It concept fine, but
but
it's
it
more
wasn't
of
even a good
video.
Arnold film.
No, and it's kind of like a video game in a way. I was
Yeah.
talking about the bosses. There's like these different guys that they send out to track them down, which is in I think in the new film too, but it's not in the same way at all. It's
The they're cheesy. They are
yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Remember the big, heavy set guy?
yeah.
Do you know what we know him from?
Um, no, I can't recall offhand.
Stir Crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
He's
yeah, I
he's the
remember.
opera singing heavy
Right,
set criminal, and he
right.
basically has one job in life, and that's basically be the heavy fat guy in films and who can sing.
Yeah,
He plays this same character, and he's Mr. Electrified or something. I mean,
yeah,
it's like they were trying to take like Heat Miser, Cold Miser from the Rankin and Bass cartoon,
yeah,
and make a guy, and it's again when you look back, and we talk about this a lot. Gary and I do, at least privately. When you look back in your 2025 eyes at something you thought was pretty damn cool 30, 40 years ago, and you're just like, "Oh my god, how starved we for entertainment." Like, go back and watch The Dukes of Hazzard. It's
oh, I know.
horrendous television, horrendous.
Yeah,
Starsky and Hutch, my beloved Starsky and Hutch. I could do a whole rip on Starsky and Hutch, and I love that show vigorously, Gary. But the the storyline, the writing is horrendous. And
Andy,
that's how I feel about 87,
I'd
Running
like
Man. And as
I'd
much
like
as
to give I'd like to give this rating for the 87.
oh,
Uh,
I'm gonna go a little one better, Gary.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going. Yeah,
Uh,
probably.
but here's my problem. This is where I struggle because I have a love-hate relationship with King. I love his most of his works. I'm a fan of Stephen King. I want all of his films to be phenomenal. And unfortunately, I don't want to say most, but a majority of his films just they do not deliver. It's like someone buys the property, they buy the name, and we talk about this sometimes too, where somebody they have an idea for like a title, and then they try to build a film around it. But the problem is when you do that with King, you have a story.
Yeah,
Just follow the story that the guy who's considered the master of horror. Just follow the story he gave you.
yeah.
You don't have to do anything to it.
I mean, I mean, I get that you have to make some changes, obviously, but yeah, if that's not the outline, then you're not following a smart path. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't work for me.
Vigorously, Gary. Vigorously.
I can't get that worked up.
I just know it in my house right now, so I can go crazy.
Yeah, yeah. My daughter, one daughter that's home right now, might come down and see if I'm okay.
He's having a stroke.
Life's
Anyway, that's where I'm at. 87 film. Watch it if you want something cheesy and campy, and you want to know what film was like in 87. If you want to go, what were those old guys talking about? And watch it go, oh my god, that's horrible. Watch the 2025 version, but yeah, that's not a bad film. Read the book. Okay, it's not bad. There's much better King works if you want to read something by King. If you haven't read something by King, do not start with The Running Man.
yeah, yeah. Don't let that be your intro.
Shit,
I'm just
spell.
wondering. I'm wondering what the audio spikes on this video are going to be like.
I don't know, but I didn't. Shit's falling off my table now.
All
Yeah,
right. Well,
we
that's
could do a separate
yeah,
thing on what Kings we recommend.
yeah. We could do. You know what? Let's do that on an episode of Nights at the Round Table sometime where we talk about some King or something.
Yeah,
So join us on
absolutely.
join us on the sister channel, Nights at the Round Table, to see that kind of stuff.
Mm,
But
mm. I would definitely recommend 11/22/63. Mm,
mm,
that doesn't sound like me. Oh, that's such an inside joke. Oh,
All
boy.
right. That's all I got. Thanks, everybody. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let us know if you saw either Running Man down in the comments. Let us know what you think. Or, hey, did you read the book?
Or can you do the Running Man?
Right.
I cannot. Ron
to
could.
dance,
I
to
cannot.
dance is to live. That's what we've heard.
Tell you what's to quit.
All right, that's all I got. Andy, anything?
No.
Herman Munster us out.
Oh.
This has been a Touch of Madness production, brought to you by the creative minds at Tommy Twins Media.